जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. 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 श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय. कडमम्मी, कडमम्मी, कडमम्मी. जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. श्रीराम जय राम, जय जय राम ओम. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram,
Jai Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji. Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Today, the Chandrayaan 3, it is going to land in moon this evening. So, for the past 2-3 days when we were following it up, it is a spectacular achievement. We were remembering Papa's words, behold divinity in every aspect of this world era. And in divine life, when he was making a mention about Gandhiji, Shrikrishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Papa writes this, when Gandhiji, wherever the splendor of greatness is, there I am revealed, though he is there in everybody. wherever the splendor of greatness, innumerable scientists were prompted, and one will get stunned, because sitting in Bangalore or Sriharikota, they are telling at what time it will land and how it will operate. Sitting from here. So to what extent the splendor, of greatness, how God, the Almighty Lord of the universe, to whom the attribute is Sarvashaktiman, omnipotent, how it is revealed, that's what we were thinking about. This was not humanly conceivable about 50 years back. Only when the US people landed in moon, then only, even then we could not understand. But still, he gave this, he made a team of people to go to this, and what an amount of sacrifice everyone has done, concentrated attention. And finally now, sitting in a place far off, far off, far off, far off, the moon that we see every day, we don't know the distance. Somebody has any idea about the distance between Earth and so many. So from here, when it took off, it changed the orbit, and finally it is now there, and they are revealing that 544, it will start landing.
3.8 lakh kilometers.
Huh?
3.8 lakh.
3,84,400 kilometers. So they are operating away from 3,84,000. What is not possible for God to bring it out, no? And they said 544, they will have the, what do you call it?
527.
527.
527, okay. 527, because they said 44 somewhere, no? Anyway, it's all right. Anyway, from 5, because they had some reservation, but today again they confirmed a few hours back that it is going according to the schedule. And then finally they feel that it should land on 604. So we also joined the prayer. Many people are praying for the successful conduct of the same. Just like we pray for our this thing. This is not any individual prayer for any individual benefit. But God prompted these people to have the sankalpa, and then they have put in their efforts with all earnestness, with all tapasya. And then may He who gave this sankalpa as well as this vigor also enable them to, or enable all of us to see the fruit. So today we may have to have our arati 6:10. Okay, what is it to be shared today? Anything else? Here we remember one more word of Papa. Material science and spiritual science should go hand in hand. Made it very clear. So if we start analyzing, all of us are enjoying so many benefits, which are the outcome of this combination. God, who is the Almighty, who is the Spirit, He prompts an individual to discover, invent and innovate. And that is the material science. Spiritual science it is not limited to anybody. It is open for everybody. So material science and spiritual science should go hand in hand. If we belittle the importance of one, we are belittling the importance of the other. We are enjoying everything, and how can we condemn material science? But bereft of spiritual science, people make that material science, the atom bomb, so many things, weapons, because the spiritual science is not there. If the spiritual science is there, none of my acts, thoughts, and words should be detrimental to the society at large. So that is why everybody says, material science and spiritual science are the two sides of the same coin. When we wear this shirt, when we are sitting in the chair, when we are using the laptop, when we are using the mic, when we are using the spectacles, we should know that it is all the gift of the material science. When we are sitting in a hall, when we are under the light and fan, all these things are the gift of the material science. And because it is not limited to me and mine alone, whatever discoveries, whatever inventions, whatever innovations that have taken place, it is available to everybody, accessible to everybody. So that is what spiritual science is. But even to prompt, even for an individual to take up the scientific inquiry, this Atman should be there, no? Spirit should be there. So spirit, that is why Papa said,
reflect with faith and devotion.
he says, material progress should not be at the cost of spiritual advancement. The two must go hand in hand. Then we will have an integral evolution. Material advancement must be founded on, controlled by spiritual principles and values. That alone will maintain the right relation between the material and spiritual aspects of life, and thereby transform the entire life into an expression of the spirit. Spirit and matter are not two different isolated entities, but one integral whole. And he says, we have to recognize it is by the power of the spirit that our life is activated in its manifold expressions. In the classroom, hospital, office, marketplace, factory, and field. These are all the gifts of material science, When there was no concept of education, he made somebody to think about first standard, second standard, first standard, and then how to just think about it when there was no. First, he brought the language first, correct. First, he brought the language. Suppose we take up English A to Z, 26 languages. It was not there before. And then, with that language, he prompted somebody to have education. Then he again prompted how to begin with education. So there should be a forum. So named it as first standard. We don't know what is named first, but we are assuming now. And then the syllabus and curriculum. Think about it. So everything based upon the material science, they started digging out one by one, and whatever the revelations were, they were all given to this curriculum or syllabus. And in the Gurukula system, the spiritual science was also imparted. If you go back to the words, we are inferring all these things. We don't have any authority, but our common sense plumps deep and says this. When we know the four purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So in the dharma, that means ethics. Along with ethics, they were also imparted the basic rules of material science. Because then the next one comes is artha. And they say, based upon the ethics you can earn, you can start earning. You can have wealth. But it will be based on ethics. So ethics as well as knowledge of material science enables you to earn. And then kama. You can also indulge, enjoy. God has given everything, 5 sense organs. But it should be based on ethics and material science. So ethics and material science, then based upon that. So in Gurukula, the Guru teaches this, basics. So first comes ethics. And then if he has to earn, he should have some basic knowledge about material science. So dharma, artha. And to indulge in all the sense objects. There is a limit, there is a boundary. Water, if there is no canal, it cannot form as a river. The whole water goes this way, that way. So there is a what do you call, banks, through which it goes, canal. Similarly, the ethics is the boundary, Based upon that you can earn, based upon that you can enjoy. And when we have exhausted so many things in that process, one day we are thinking, it has not given me the eternal happiness, so then start thinking about how to attain the eternal happiness. Emancipation. That is moksha. So when we start deeply thinking about this, if the artha and kama is not there, no word about material science we need. But because I have to exist as an individual, I have to earn, I have to enjoy. So I must have basic idea about the material matter. So material science provides this standard of, enables me to improve my standard of living. And ethics, spiritual science enables me to improve the quality of my life. So both are equally valid. We should know that. Under the banner of spirituality, Papa's one quotation answers, behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. Verily, he is at play in all beings and creatures. And wherever the splendor is, there he comes. So we thought we would share with you this. It's some food for thought. Each one can develop in their own way. It's not when a Mahatma says something, we try to build it up and relate our world, our life with the theory. Otherwise, it becomes one-sided and it becomes compartmentalized. We chant Ram Nam, but rest of them we don't implement, and we don't chant Ram Nam exclusively. So we should have both, when we are enjoying so many material benefits, how can we condemn or belittle the importance of it? Then we try to realize, it is equal. The only thing is, I should know that he has given, that's all. Behind everything. So, Papa, that's why in the lunch time also we were sharing. When we were viewing like sports, games, everywhere we saw, it teaches something about all these. Immediately we try to understand, oh, behold divinity in every aspect. So then we accept everything as his Leela. Otherwise, we may be compartmentalizing. These are all spiritual. These are all taboo for the one who says about spiritual. No, there is nothing taboo at all. Only thing is, how do I develop my relationship with the objects? Is it based on individual level or on the spiritual level? And Papa clearly says, matter and spirit are not separate. It is one integral whole. Spirit becomes expressive through matter. Matter requires spirit to get activated. That is why they are the two sides of the same coin. Because we see the creation, we try to see the creator. The creator by itself it cannot express. So it has to express only through the creation. So that is why both are valid. Papa coins it beautifully as parabhakti. Initially we withdraw from the field of activities, just like we go for any training. Or for education we go to different countries or different states, and then we withdraw ourselves from the family circle, our usual contacts, everything. And then we exclusively concentrate upon that particular vocation, then come back. Similarly, in this science also, there is a time when we withdraw ourselves from the common run of life, exclusively concentrate upon it, and then we come back and become one with it. In Papa's life, you could see that he could go back to the white clothes also. So this clarity, all these thoughts, are touched and kindled when we think about Chandrayaan 3. It is instrumental in touching. So we see the relevance, Anything else?
Characters common to all.
Huh?
Characters common to all.
Huh?
Characters common to all.
Awareness of immortality, absence of the sense of sin, perfect fearlessness, consciousness of a new birth, eternal bliss and peace, gentle and attractive nature.
What is the topic you want us to share?
Which topic is this? From which book you are reading? Gauri Shankarji, from where did you read this?
This is from God Experience,
Mm.
page 109.
Huh?
1 or 2?
1.
109.
Then, what is it that you want us to share?
That is,
Ah.
an American writer who had studied the life and works of the great teachers of the world belonging to different religions has come to the conclusion that these are 6 characteristics common to all that I have all to.
Yeah.
Such men who have achieved the glorious realization or experience are indeed a blessing to humanity and are very rare.
What is the topic Swamiji is asking? What do you like to know about it?
That is, characters are common to all what it should be.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Anything else?
Swamiji,
Ah.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Installation.
Huh?
Some more clarification today
Pratishtha
also,
and
Swamiji.
installation of the Lord.
Ah.
Some more clarity.
Some more. We need some
See,
more clarification, some more explanation.
okay. In India, it has been the custom to have temples. And in temple, when we go, right from our childhood, either through our elders or through somebody, parents, they say we are going for Lord's darshan. That is how we start going. So mentally we place the Lord there. So we go there and wait for the darshan. There will be long queues. And when we go there, after waiting for some hours or some minutes, we go before the sanctum sanctorum. And at times, it will be closed if they are performing something inside. And suddenly everybody will be looking at the door. And then the door opens where the arati or puja or something is performed. We get the idea that we had the Lord's darshan and come back. There is a inexplicable pleasant feeling we all get when we go there. But as soon as we come back from the temple, we don't retain it. Because that deity, we leave him there and come. Unknowingly, not that we wanted to leave. That means we are back to our own world. We have been planning to go to this temple for a long time. And we have an image of the deity in our home. Okay, then, but after that, when we come back, we leave the deity there. And again to have a darshan, we try to go there. Okay. So this we start thinking, this is how the thought develops. When he is all pervading, what is the need for a temple visit? So, and he is all pervading not only in the form of human beings, in the form of Mother Nature. So, in the list of Mother Nature, you have also stones, rocks, everything. And an individual is also there in his creation. So, he prompts the individual to, though he is all pervading, in order that we start moving toward this direction, he has not only provided all the materials, tools, and also some guidelines. He had already created Puranas, Itihasas. And through that Puranas, lot of deities are there. Shiva Puranam, Vishnu Puranam, like that, no, so many are there. And some, we don't know how the form came. Anyway, from the description, that he is Shira Sagara Shayana, there's a Carnatic music, So we have learned that Lord Vishnu is resting on Adishesha, something like that. Lord Shiva is having Ganga on his head, Trishul on his hand, something like that. No? So all this put together, somebody must have given a shape. Because it was passed on to a human being, the human being has limitations not to go beyond the human form. So he has given a shape to this deity, and then God prompts somebody to become a sculptor with the tools. And with this form, he carves out the same figure in that rough granite stone or rock. And then it is taken. If it is straight away put somewhere, we may not feel it. We will only say it's the work of a sculptor. So in order that we develop it, the devotional aspect towards it, the Lord prompted our ancestors to bring out a series of rituals by which the Vigraha is sanctified. It is put on oil for 2 days or something like that. So many things are there. And then the Pradishta happens. A Brahmanishta, a person who is well stabilized in this, in Shastras, God has also prompted them to prescribe what all should be gone through at the time of Pradishta. And so at the last moment, the Tantri only will be inside. In the Garbhagriha, we take the Vigraha and place it. Up to that we can go. And afterwards it will be cleaned by them. The Tantri and his assistants. Then no more can we enter into the sanctum sanctorum. And then we have been told by one Tantri, that is how we are in a position to share with you now, what exactly happens at the Pradishta. So he sits there. Before that, through mantra chanting, scientifically now it is proved. They take dharba, they take the mango leaves, and then in the kalasham, they put water, and through so many times of repetition of this mantra, the water carries those effect of mantra, that is also kept ready, and when the Tantri goes inside, he closes the door and sits there and take to mental inward journey. In that inward journey, these are the thoughts that come. You are all pervading. You are in us, you are in everything. But for ordinary people like us, it is very difficult to conceive this because we have got a name and form. And if you are nameless, formless, how can we conceive you? How can we start moving towards you? How can we start remembering you? So we need one prop, one support, one avalambanam. And for that, you should also specifically come to this particular object matter and enter into it. You have been there in a latent form. Even in a stone you are there in a latent form. Just like a seed, when it is kept in our bag, though it has got the creativity inside, it is not explicit. Similarly, you were not explicit in the stone, but though you were there in a latent form, but we want you to become explicit for the sake of reaching you. So with that, he tries, and the Tantri, what he said, he will see mentally, God is all pervading. From there, he comes down to the Mother Earth, world, the world that we see. From the world, we come to our country, from our country to our state to our place to this building, and in this building to this Vigraha. That is how he, out of concentration, just like, you take a magnifying glass and look at this powerful sun, and you hold a paper underneath. Though sun is all pervading, the concentrated energy passes through the magnifier, and then it will burn the paper, Have you seen that? Ah. Ordinarily, when you keep the paper, it will not get burnt. So similarly, the all-pervading reality is, the Tantri invokes his prayer to come down to this Vigraha, so that it will become a perennial source of inspiration to a number of aspirants and devotees for ages to come, for decades to come, for centuries to come. And when he feels, it can't be explained beyond that, he said, when he feels, yes, it has come, he opens the door. Before that, he would have already poured the sanctified water also on it. And the Tantri who explained to us, he said, when he opens the door and comes out of it, you look at his face, then you know on what realm he was. One such pratishtha we were blessed to watch, and we were meticulously, the Tantri was staying with us, so he explained everything to us. So we were meticulously looking at the Tantri. As soon as he came out, step by step, we could see as if a sun was rising, so much of splendor. That means he was in that realm, and then he comes down. Okay, this is something about Pratishtha. And then, we all go there with this bhavana, and proportionate to the devotion we develop, we will find the deity becomes full of Chaitanya. That is why there are so many temples in India where lakhs and lakhs of people go there with 100%. There is no other motive. They go there and to have his darshan. But later on, our elders also thought, because everybody is in the grip of this materialism, they also need to put up their petition to the Lord to bestow them with material prosperity. Then thought that would be the incentive for them to come. It is just like what Sai Baba said, Shirdi Baba. I give them what they want, so that one day they will come and ask what you want to give to me. I give them whatever they ask, so that one day they will come and ask me what I want to give them. Similarly, there will be a chart in every temple. For such and such a thing, this is your offering. That is the first incentive. So we will say, when we are in trouble, we will go to the point and do some archana there. Nothing wrong. That is how he tries to link us with him. And one day, it will happen to us. Okay, whenever I am in trouble, I am going to him. Suppose he becomes mine, then I don't have to go now. So slowly, from the material level to spiritual level, he changes. There are many such stories. It's not stories, incidents that have happened in the life of many sadhakas.
Yes, written.
So that is the basis of this pradishta. So initially it may be for our material satisfaction, material prosperity. It is for our emotional satisfaction, sentimental satisfaction. Definitely, okay, there is nothing wrong. As Vinobaji said, nothing wrong in it. But we should not stop with that. And then really we think, oh, if he is all pervading, and if he is in me, why I am not realizing his presence? If he is the great provider, why is it that I am not asking for the great provider to take over me? Or in another sense, when he is there, why should I not become one with him? So all these are the instrumental causes, and there have been many, many instances of the Bhaktottamas who were offering their unconditional one-pointed devotion to the deity, how they have scaled the heights. Just before coming, we were sharing of Nandanar. How, with no background, religion, no religion, no rituals, he was not permitted to enter into the temple. On those days, he doesn't know anything about the so-called Vedic studies or something like that. But how his pure, 100% pure, childlike devotion, how it made him to become one with him in the form of dematerializing himself. So that is how we try to trace back to this pradishta. Similarly, we are leaving the deity and coming back, Similarly, suppose we try to install him in our heart, then we don't have to go anywhere, We will slowly start feeling his presence within us. We can have dialogue, and the curtain or the door that shuts the Garbhagraha and open only at specific times. Similarly, our me and mine is the curtain or the door that is always kept, and whenever we open up the devotional channel, it gets opened. So that's why day for yesterday, Papa gave us the prompting to say this, that when we develop. When we say Papa is Nirguna Nirakar, we do the pradishta. Not that even before the pradishta he is there. But just like in a temple, he comes out from one form to another, and the various things are gone through, and then when we feel we have the darshan of that deity. Similarly, we can also do the same pradishta of an Ishtadevata or a Guru, and then we know that throughout we are not able to see him, just like in a temple, the door is closed, the curtain is drawn, so we remove the curtain or the door whenever the devotion wells up in our heart. And then when we keep on doing it regularly, systematically, the truth that he is there within us becomes more and more stronger and stronger. And then a stage will come, we have been assured by Mahatmas, that we are functioning as directed by that deity or that Guru. So we can have the same installation in our heart. And then we feel he is always with us. Though he makes us to go to ashram or temple to see him as an object, but he is the very subject within us. Once in a way, he gives us the joy. Papa used to say, when you keep on chanting, a stage will come when Nama will stop. And he always also adds, of course, you can have the enjoyment of the sweetness of the name wherever, but you are not depending upon the name for anything, because any dependence on an external matter, external factor, cannot give you the eternal happiness. He applies even to Ramnam also. So similarly, we have him in our heart, we remember him on a particular, say, Manasa Puja, the concept of Manasa Puja started coming from Dravya Puja. For Dravya Puja, we have to organize so many things. For Manasa Puja, we are mentally involving in anything, observing all the puja rituals. So those who don't have any idea about puja rituals, simple, we go there, give a Sashtanga pranams, we wash their feet, that much we know. We offer flowers. Those who are Anandashram devotees, two things at least are there. One is the flower offering, the other is chanting and glorification, and the other one is light the arati. So with this simple, we can every day worship the deity or the guru within, and then it will slowly start coming to our mind that he is there, he is there, he is there, he is there. So every time when we are in trouble, we can refer to him, we can consult him, and finally, we try to hand ourselves over, lock, stock, and barrel to him. So these are all the thoughts that are welling up when you asked about Pratishtha. One more, how to go with the flow. What does it mean? When Papa traveled during his first year quest, he completely relied on divine guidance. How to go with the flow? Only through remembrance we can go with the flow. So what is principally required is remembrance, remembrance, and remembrance. One Shishya went to a Guru and asked him how to become aware of him. He said, become aware of him. Again, after some time, he asked, how to become aware of him? He said, become aware of him, become aware of him, become aware of him. There is no other explanation. So how to go with the flow? Remember him. So we pray, please enable me to remember you. When Papa traveled during his first year quest, he completely relied on divine guidance. So what is the meaning of going with flow? Is it possible for us to practice it with family and professional responsibilities? How to integrate it? There is no bargain, no? Family or profession is not opposed to spirituality. Because he is with us. That is why we are functioning as an individual. Only because we are functioning as an individual, we adopt or he prompts us to become a grihastha. And to maintain that, he makes us to become a professional. So everything is ordained by him. So what is required is remembrance, remembrance, and remembrance. Whenever we are away from the remembrance, we are back to our sense of individuality. Whenever we are associating with the remembrance, we become a part of him. We become subservient to him. So in Papa's case, he became totally subservient. The individual was there, individual prompted by him at every moment, at every second. So remembrance. So all these things we are doing is Satsang, Ramnam, Bhajan. Everything is for remembrance, remembrance, remembrance. Ultimately, it zeroes to remembrance. That you are within me, you are without me. You are the one by whose will everything is going on. Everything is activated only because of you. I have forgotten. I start from me and mine. Enable me to connect myself to, just like, the mobile nowadays, or the laptop or tablet. When the charge is getting ready, we go and get it charged. The equipment becomes activated only because of the charge. Otherwise, the equipment is there. We can't use it. So remembrance is something like charging our equipment. Then it gets activated. So in spirituality, how to go along with the flow? Only through remembrance. he has prompted me. That is why even to do Ramnam, even to think about him, even to bring out this question, we need him, na? Think about it. Lot of reflection is necessary, then only we'll be able to. Lot of reflection is necessary. But ultimately it zeroes to this remembrance. If you remember,
Remembrance, Swamiji.
we have to do, when we forget about everything, ultimately it zeroes to remembrance, remembrance and remembrance. Nama is, Nam chanting is to remember him. It is not for chanting. We have to keep on thinking about it. We forget, We become one with the, just like, why are we repeating the prayer? To remember him. In so many words we have put it, that's all. But we repeat, but unknowingly, unfortunately, we don't remember him. When we say he is the protector, destroyer, O Lord of the universe, you are the creator, protector, destroyer of the world, no? That one particular word is enough for us to understand. So we have to remember this, He is the creator, he is the protector, he is the destroyer. If I simply read, if I simply recite, if I simply go through that process of reading out the prayer, in Omkarji Maharaj, that peace prayer, he has added one more word, now and here, no? You remember? Now and here, when can I say? Only when I remember him. And in 2 years' time, Papa was able to get stabilized in that remembrance. Continuous remembrance of God means keeping down the ego. Forgetfulness can go by remembrance. Ignorance can go by knowledge. Constant remembrance of God is necessary. Continuous remembrance of God is possible only when your devotion is intense. These are all the words we are reading from Papa, from God Experience 1. What is meant by remembrance of God? It is not simply uttering His name. The repetition of the name must bring God into the mind. Otherwise, repetition is mechanical. It is no good repeating God's name like a parrot. Remembrance must develop into an intoxication of God. By constant remembrance of God, you rise above beyond body consciousness and dwell in the divine consciousness. A ceaseless remembrance of God, not merely utterance. When you say Ram, 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 your mind may wander in many. The mind must fix itself on God when you repeat the name. Consciousness attained through continuous remembrance of God. If we are to keep up this remembrance always, we should be humble. That requires naturally continuous remembrance. The remembrance must flow in our mind continuously like a stream of oil poured from one vessel to another. Remembrance makes us conscious of the truth, which we have forgotten. Continuous remembrance again. Ceaseless remembrance. By continuous remembrance of the Atman until you know that you are the Atman. So remembrance gives you awareness. It is already there, you were ignorant of it, you have forgotten about it. Forgetfulness can be removed by remembrance. So like that, he keeps on hammering this. Remembrance, remembrance and remembrance. So anything and everything. A stage would come when each object reminds us of his presence. That is remembrance. So if we try to practice it during our non-chanting time also, we find it difficult to remember this. So the first struggle is to remember him while chanting. And the next stage is during the non-chanting time to remember him when we do when we involve ourselves in various types of activities. Any activity. And then try to go inward and also feel his presence. This is Nam Seva Dhyan. So everything zeroes to this word, remembrance, remembrance and remembrance. Then only we can go with the flow. Is it becoming somewhat clear?
Swamiji,
Quite clear.
Swamiji. Clear, Swamiji.
Ah,
Next one.
okay.
In Garbhagudi, Swamiji referred inward journey.
Ah,
By the instruction guide,
yes.
inward journey.
Ah, inward journey. Because only through inward journey the Tantri will feel that the superimposition has been made on an object. It is the feeling he gets.
Padikam மாதிரி இருக்கு.
Huh?
Spatikam madri.
படிக்க மாதிரி இருக்கு.
Spatika madri.
Ah. We don't know the textual background, but this was revealed to us by the Tantri himself. And we were able to witness this pratishtha. And it gave us such a thrilling experience that we...
பாக்கியம் சார் அது பாக்கியம்.
So that we were able to, that is, relive those moments when somebody asks. It gave us a lot of clarity about, this had happened 35, 40 years back, but it is so fresh because he explained everything. It is not merely following a ritual for dakshina. Tomorrow we will share more about it. It was really worth going through the whole thing again and again and again. Because that Tantri is a spiritually highly evolved soul. He knows exactly what each and every ritual symbolizes. And he was free from any cravings. We had to finally thrust the dakshina to him.
But that can be only in temples, isn't it?
Temple. Because there is a Shastra, in Kerala it is elaborately, there is a course, 6 or 7 years course, Tantra Vidyapeetham. There they join when they are brahmacharis and they undergo this training, I think 6 years or 7 years. And then they come out of it and then only they take up. Because all the nishtas they go through there. How to get concentrated attention on that. And all these rituals, how are they related to the philosophy behind it? And the zero commercial aspect. We because they are individual, they have to serve, they have to exist, So we give them, on our behalf, for our sake, they have done all these things, so we give the dakshina. Actually, it's not a feast, it's a dakshina. But nowadays, somehow God willed that, each one is asking so much, so much, so much. That also is prompting. But now, the type of tantris that we are talking, they do it as a part of their sadhana. And in this case, the committee, the temple committee found it extremely difficult to make him accept the dakshina. And finally we intervened and said, you accept it now. Then he accepted it, then gave it back to me and saying that you use it for the temple. He did not take a pie. I said, they are all crying, you please stand up, receive whatever they give. Then he immediately got up. He told them one word. We were there, we were coming to ashram also. So he said, he is going to ashram, is it for dakshina? He is going there for his sadhana. I am also doing it for sadhana. This is the word he used. And then the committee members were in tears and they all prostrated. And then we told them, you accept it now. Then he accepted in his hand. Then immediately he said, do whatever you like for the temple. So it is free from any commercialization. It was part of the sadhana. That particular type of tantris, who are immersed in this and who have understood this and God has assigned them this particular job to them. Brilliant. More of it we will try to share tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Kalyani.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Pujya Swamiji said, when he takes a glass is yourself, water is yourself, you make me to drink. Remembrance. Even in a small act, how to keep up that remembrance, that is our strength. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Pranam. Pranam to all. Rural. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Narayana.
One and all. Hari Om.